Welcome back, folks, to Pigskin Holiday, week number 12. We are back, folks.
Hooray!
We had our bye week. We're probably the last team to take a bye week, weren't we?
Oh yeah, I think so. But it was for a good cause, you know, Thanksgiving and all that was right there. It was a good week to do it.
Happy Holiday.
we haven't been gone for a while.
Yes.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Holidays.
Happy holiday sauce.
Holidays.
Fucking chicken.
I hope you choke on your chicken.
Happy holidays, pork fans. Yeah, okay. Mario Lights Out Spina. Carl No Except Terry. Jim behind the camera. I'm Ed, and welcome back to Pigskin Holiday. We did have the week off, and it was an interesting week. Some good times, some bad times. Still got computer issues and trying to fight through that whole thing.
I'm older now.
He had a birthday.
He is, yeah.
On a show we didn't do, by the way. So happy birthday to CT.
John, thank you very much. Shout out to me.
I thought you were younger though. I thought you were aging. You were, what's the movie with Brad Pitt?
Benjamin Button.
I thought you were
Curious
Benjamin
Case.
Button.
Well,
Curious Case of
you see, I'm going to stop at 27 because that's my lucky number. That's the number on my shirt.
Okay.
So I'm not going to get no more birthdays. I'm just going to have like Spirit Journey Formation anniversary celebration.
And drink.
And drink a lot.
So
I killed Mario over there too.
I'm great. I'm good. Good.
Let's real quick just go over some quick hits on week 11. Mario, I'll rely on you. Lay on you.
Lay on me. Wow. Shit's getting awkward.
That's the first 5 minutes of the show. Welcome back. Get it all out.
This is good times.
Oh, boy. I'm going to rely on you for some scores from some games I'm going to hit on here.
Okay.
First of all, Mario, your Jets lost to the Broncos and Tebow.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, they did. And, you know, it was 17-13. Denver won. And once again, you know, Sanchez throws for almost 300 yards. No touchdowns, 1 pick. Tebow, 104 yards. Just 68 yards rushing, though. Killed him on his feet. Kills everyone on his feet.
All right. A little more scores, a little less
other
stuff right quick there. How about Tampa Bay, Green Bay?
35-26.
Now, that was a closer game than we
Yeah,
thought.
Green Bay. Yeah, it was. It was
Absolutely.
Dallas, Washington. Cowboys and Indians.
Dallas 27, Washington 24.
Another close game.
Shut them down.
Yeah.
Like dog.
Like dog.
KC, New England.
KC, New England was a freaking rout by the Patriots, 34-3.
Christian.
Okay, but real quick on that.
No.
The Chiefs do that, and then this week they give Pittsburgh a hard time.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh barely beat them.
Surprised.
All right, Philadelphia and the New York Giants. Now, this should have been an epic NFC East battle that should have meant a lot at this time of year.
Yeah, and it was a close game, but I guess just with Vic not being in there, I mean, it was 17-10. The Eagles won, but it just wasn't. It just wasn't like that kind of battle. You know?
You would not want a 17-10 game from them, no matter what time of the year it was. You would expect more from both of those teams, knowing that they're playing each other. Period.
Philadelphia, New York, that's the NFC East freaking confrontations. That is.
That's old school. It's like the head honchos right there.
Invitation.
John.
All right. Cincinnati, Baltimore.
Baltimore 31, Cincy 24.
This was a game I looked forward to. That was,
You know, and it was a close game for a rookie quarterback going against such a seasoned defense like the Baltimore Ravens, man.
Dalton and the Bengals had a chance to come back and win that game. They were in it till the end.
They did.
Just like Oakland and Minnesota.
Yeah.
27-21. Another very close game.
Very close.
So, and again, Minnesota had a chance to win.
Yeah.
And you know what? Those are kind of the good losses, but at the same time, you got to learn how to seal a deal when you need to.
You know, and we're midway. We're over midway through the season. And I would think that coming up on playoff time, like there's really not a good loss anymore. It's just
right.
Especially for teams who are in contention.
True that. But for Minnesota, you're not going to do anything.
You're not. Yeah.
But then again,
you take what you can get, and
they came off their bye weekend and they've not done.
Go the NASCAR way and start planning for next year.
Yeah. San Diego, Chicago. That was a great game.
Yeah, it was.
Chicago started a little bit of a roll there, which they're off of now.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is actually the game where Cutler got injured. So, I mean, it was
in the fourth quarter, and he played the whole game, by the way.
Yep. Bears win 31-20.
The Bears are doing pretty good this year.
Bears.
Well, we have said all along that the Bears were one of those teams that you never knew what to expect.
Yep.
But they were always dangerous. We even mentioned the Green Bay.
Yep.
And they still have to face each other one more time, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, more often than not, though, this year in particular, the Bears have been the more dangerous side than they have been the other side.
But they are bears.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't invite a bear to your picnic.
Hell no.
Doesn't mean he won't come.
They'll steal it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Take your picnic.
Anything else about Week 11 you want to touch on?
We covered all the important stuff.
Important stuff?
All the important
On to Week
stuff.
12. Thanksgiving Day. What a great... I love the fact that we have football on Thanksgiving Day.
I know. It gives you something to look forward to besides massive amounts of really good food.
Food coma.
I have to say, what I really missed this year on Thanksgiving was John Madden.
Herb, you touched the
And
football.
the turducken.
That's a possession.
John Madden and the turducken. Because he usually covered the Cowboys game. John Madden and the turducken.
No planes but trains and automobiles.
Packers in Detroit was an opportunity for Detroit to, they kind of faltered lately.
I picked Detroit to win this motherfucking game.
So
I picked them to be the one loss, the first loss of Green Bay's season.
Yeah. Well, for one thing, the Packers, again, 27 points.
Yeah.
You think they could put up more points than that?
But it's also against Detroit's defense, which is
exactly. So
outstanding and also very dirty.
Mm-hmm. Intimidating.
We'll touch on that a little bit later.
Yeah.
The whole dirty thing.
But pisses me off.
27-15, Packers over the Lions. In the end, a dominating win by the Packers. When it came time to secure the game, they took care of business, and they did it.
They did.
Miami went to Dallas in a sort of a rematch from a few years ago in the Snow Bowl. A weird thing. Texas Stadium covered in snow for Thanksgiving Day. And Leon let the Dolphins win. 20-19, Cowboys win and continue their streak.
That was a very good game to watch.
That would have been, I didn't get to see it, but just seeing the score, knowing how kind of Miami's kind of trying to turn it around here the past few games, and knowing how hungry Dallas has been here recently, that would have been a good game to see.
Yeah.
Well, the Cowboys are on a good roll, Mario, but I'm not secure in that yet.
No, they're
not dominating anybody, really.
Yeah, and they're finding.
Buffalo, they kind of did.
They're scrambling and they're finding ways to win, which is good.
They're not the only ones that have done that either.
Yeah.
Which also.
The scary thing is the Cowboys are winning without other weapons. They've had injuries here and there.
Wow.
They have.
And penalties, dumb penalties.
Yeah, and I would want, one thing that I do want to just touch on real quick about this game that I just still think is awesome is Matt Moore. Whoever the heck he is, wherever the heck he came from, being a backup, like, what was it, last year he was in Carolina, I think he was the backup for Jimmy Clausen. When Jimmy Clausen couldn't get it done, they put Matt Moore in. And now Matt Moore has 4 games out of the last 3, 3 out of the last 4 they've won. But all 4 games he's had over 200 yards and a touch.
He's a good quarterback. I think he's like maybe even on par or a step above like a Matt Hasselbeck kind of quarterback.
He's on it, he has these good flashes.
I wouldn't argue that at all, but
They're competitive. That's what
Yeah.
counts.
That's the main thing there, is that they're getting back into it now.
They still don't have their identity, which we mentioned
No.
way back
But
in
they're
the season.
they're
but
working on it though.
They are definitely
They're
in the right
making
direction.
steps in the right direction, and that's important for them.
Well, what a better way to close out Thanksgiving night than to have two brothers on opposing sides with the Harbaughs.
Yep.
San Francisco at Baltimore, 16-6 Baltimore final score. Pretty good little battle there.
It was, and you know, like, it was primarily defensive because neither Flacco nor Alex Smith really did that much, you know, as far as the passing game. I'm not really sure how the running game looked, but I really don't think that. I don't think that Frank Gore went over 50, and I don't think that Ray Rice went over 100.
Cat Jackson in the house.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Cat Jackson.
It is Cat Jackson.
Okay, so moving on to other scores from Week 12. Atlanta won 24-14 over Minnesota.
Atlanta's making me happy here recently.
They won at 4-5, I think, something like
Yeah.
that. 4-5. Cincy beat Cleveland 23-20.
That makes
Shouldn't have been so close of a game.
It should not have been so close.
Absolutely not.
Battle of the Orange Ohio. But by the way, just a quick note on Cincinnati. Keep an eye on them in the playoff race, wild card race coming up here pretty soon. Carolina 27, Indianapolis 19. Again, another game that shouldn't have been as close.
Right.
Carolina is not being as explosive as they were early in the season.
Well, no, but a lot of that explosiveness that they had was Cam Newton, and I think he's just getting worn out from having to do everything for so damn long.
Post-Sibley, how about Houston 20, Jacksonville 13?
I love Houston.
We'll talk more about Houston in a little bit.
Love
but,
Houston.
You know, they have had a good season. They're in a good position right now. The future is uncertain. But a good win in all, considering the situation in that game.
Right. Is now come
Even though it is
playoff
Jacksonville, it's still
come
a good
playoff time. Is Shaw going to be able to play?
win. No.
No, he's done for
He's done.
done for the year.
Done.
So is Leonard. So.
Man.
Buffalo 24, Jets
Woo!
28.
Yeah.
Jets win.
Very happy about that game.
The
Very
Battle
happy.
of New York.
Because once again, it's Mark Sanchez, you know, showing his stuff in the fourth quarter and actually getting it done.
Getting a little stirred.
Seven fourth quarter comebacks that guy's had in a 3-year career.
This is the time of year that Romo and Sanchez
Start putting it
earn
on.
their paychecks.
This
Yeah.
is whenever they flourish, for sure. And it's been proven consistently. The problem with the Jets, just to kind of get on this topic for just a moment, is that I think it's a little too late for him at this point for him to go on that tear like he normally does.
Yeah.
Because they've had such a hit and miss, mostly miss, season up until now.
Yeah. And we talk about like a Miami's who's trying to find their identity. I really think, honestly, and I am a Jets fan, like you guys know that through and through.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that this is a case of a team that's lost its identity.
Well,
They
yeah.
don't have the rushing
Are
game
you a running
anymore.
team or are you a passing team?
Yeah,
Right.
and they don't have the talent to be able to air it out, so they're just kind of stuck in this middle ground of like, what do we do?
But-
You know,
Let's not also forget that the Jets are a back against your wall kind of team.
true.
And that's where they are right now.
And their defense usually around this time of year is whenever they start shining.
Their
So-
mentality right now is win out. You have to win out to make the playoffs. That's a good scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's all well and good and true, and if any team right now can pull back and make it into the playoffs from the position that they're in, it is the Jets. I don't think that they're going to this year, though. I think what they're going to do, more than anything, is be a thorn in the sides of teams who are really
They could
making
be
the
that
push.
playoff buster.
They love
definitely.
playing that role.
Oh yeah.
If they're
That's what I
out,
really
then
think they're going to be
Oh yeah.
this
If,
year,
if they're
especially.
if they're out, yeah, they're looking to put other people out.
But we also discussed a few weeks back, the three of us did, that maybe the Jets need to miss the playoffs to wake up.
I really
honestly
think that
it
they
would-
do.
I think it would be good for Rex Ryan, just as far as you
Right.
know, just the ego.
He's been a
you
little
know.
spoiled so far.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they haven't got the ultimate crown.
No.
How about Tennessee 23, Bucks 17. Chris Johnson 190 yards. We talked about him a while back too,
Yeah,
about that
yeah.
contract situation.
You know, since we talked about that and really put him on the spot in our eyes, he stepped his game up again.
I'm
Since
telling
then,
you.
Watch the show.
He did.
You watched
He
the
did.
show.
You know, some people might call it a coincidence. I call it he's scared because we know what's up.
I know you watch him.
Tennessee is a team that really surprised me this year.
Yeah.
We didn't take them seriously.
Not at
They
all.
won some games that we think they had no chance to
should
win.
not.
Absolutely.
They also lost one against Pittsburgh. They should have been more competitive in, but that's a different story.
And they are at a higher win-to-loss percentage than any of the three of us thought that they would be at this point.
Definitely.
They're at this point, they're a dark horse for sure, if not a favorite in a lot of people's eyes.
I'd tell you who's disappointing the hell out of me is Tampa Bay. I just thought I just thought so much that they were going to be, you know, they were so much better last year, and they had like all this like kind of swag coming out because they knew that they were better than they were, and they like the teams didn't really recognize it yet, and now the teams recognize it. They still kind of they just can't get anything going this year.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
And Freeman, it's not like Freeman's not taking care of business. Josh Freeman's doing his job. I mean, he throws for 300 plus like every other week. I mean, he's always finding ways to get the.
At this point, honestly, not to stay on the topic too long, but I think that a lot of the problem right now for Tampa Bay is the defensive side, because they're just letting stuff just slide away from them.
Yeah, and what's his head? Who's the guy that got drafted just after Sue?
Well, and that's surprising because
His name is here.
There you go. Good job, Mario. The Bucks
God,
are
we're getting
supposed
good
to
at
be an intimidating defense.
Yeah,
They're supposed
they're
to be. No, they're not.
They're not.
Anyway, Tennessee surprises people. Oakland, Chicago, 25-20 Oakland. Now, Chicago had quite a roll going, and then we get Cutler hurt in the game last week, and then Henny comes in. We're all, hey, not too bad, but not so much.
Not so much.
Not so much.
He didn't really, you know.
To me, Oakland is kind of doing what I just was talking about the Jets are going to do. Is I don't really think they're going to be like no major threat, but I think that they're going to be that team that hurts the stats of other teams who are the real threat.
So far, they're leading their division, so they're
right there
at
with
this
Denver.
point, yeah.
Oakland and Denver are fighting pretty hard for a spot. Now, you know, Carson Palmer came back. First game, threw 3 picks. Second game, I think he threw 2.
Yeah.
He's starting to settle in. They got like what 2 wins now in a row.
I think he's 3-2 under center since he's came in.
So I mean, they might pick up some steam, and their division is
Yeah.
enough that they
To
can
laugh about.
They can make some noise.
right,
So
saying that they're leading that division or tied with leading that division, it's not really saying a whole lot.
It's kind of like the NFC West of the AFC.
yeah, we'll also hit more on that. That division thing, we'll hit more on that later in the show. Also,
Absolutely.
how about your Patriots? 38-20 over Philadelphia.
I love it. Love it.
Another meltdown in Philly.
Philly was up at one point that I saw on the scores on Sunday. Whenever I glanced at the scores, I guess you would call it my break. I wouldn't really call it a break, but kind of a break at work. I glanced at the score, and they was up by 10. I was like,
10 to
what
nothing.
is happening to the Patriots? And then all of a sudden,
21 unanswered points last I counted.
yeah, I looked back and I was like, all right, okay, they evened it up. It's going to be a good game. Then the next thing I look is just like, woof. And the Eagles are still down here. The Patriots are way the hell up here.
Turnovers, penalties.
Oh, yes, this is what I am talking
Still
about.
throws for 400 yards. I mean, that's
But
crazy.
you know what? That team is so uncohesive right now. They're as bad as the Rams.
They are.
Seriously.
They really are.
No, they're not, because they have a better record. And they have better talent.
I'm saying
But at the same time, though, knowing that they have a better record and they have better talent, you expect more out of them, so they should be in a much better position than what they are.
it's just like San Diego and Tampa Bay. What
San
the hell is
Diego.
wrong with the chemistry of
San
the team?
Diego.
The mindset. Of the team.
Wales, vagina.
Something wrong.
Something is
Very,
very
very wrong.
Very warm.
Philadelphia, man.
Marriage. Oh, sorry.
I'm not going to say that I thought they'd win everything this year, but still,
Yeah.
You got me good, fucker.
I didn't expect this.
I didn't expect it either.
No, we was expecting
He didn't
Philly.
expect what you just did to him either.
Who?
He didn't expect what you just did to him either. You
No,
got
he
him.
didn't. He didn't. I got
We
it.
was expecting Philly, though, to be like right on par right
Dream
now with
team.
where Green Bay
Dream
is.
team.
I wouldn't go that far.
Almost. Okay, well, we'll on par with like New England then, okay?
We thought that the Eagles would be about like San Diego's supposed to be.
I assumed for the Eagles a healthy 12-4. That's what I assumed
That's legit.
this year, you know.
And
And it
maybe
just
a 13-3 or
yeah, you know,
something
like give or
around
take
there.
a few here and there, but I mean, still like
Yeah,
11-5
it's a mess.
at least.
And you know,
This
I
is
don't
sad.
like personally how Deshaun Jackson is handling himself with the situation. You know, I saw some things last night or like a days ago. There's not any chemistry out there.
No,
I don't
not
know
anymore.
what the hell's going on in Philadelphia, but it's a bad deal.
Absolutely.
The Boo Birds in Philly are as bad as the Boo Birds in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Many.
So the Eagles, that experiment has failed.
Yeah.
It has, and that's sad. It really is.
Well,
Instead of the
I did not expect it to be as good as everyone said. Well, I thought, like you said, at least pretty damn decent.
Right,
A
yeah.
good playoff team.
Well, I mean, everybody
Look at Vic
overhypes
last year.
something.
Look at Vic last year.
Whenever somebody's on a
Who would've
roll,
thought?
there's always overhype. There was overhype on Cam Newton. There was overhype on Tim Tebow. There's overhype on everybody whenever they're on a roll. But then, at the same time, you expect a realistic living up to of this overhype. Here's the overhype. Here's where you expect them. Here's where the Eagles actually are. And that's
but
unacceptable, knowing the kind of talent they've got.
The problem is they're lower now than they were last year when they were good or bad.
Yeah.
Right,
So
that's the problem.
Where we drop off so much at. You
Right.
know? I mean, even Michael Vick's athleticism, the weapons of Deshaun Jackson, Jerry Maclin, LaShawn McCoy.
Avant.
Yeah,
What are you doing with it?
nothing. That's the problem. There's no
Selling.
cohesion.
Yeah.
Cohesion there
Some
at
teams
all.
really won't.
Very won't.
All right, we'll touch on Denver San Diego later.
So
Pittsburgh,
Eagles.
KC last night, 13-9. Pittsburgh win, dude. Pittsburgh looked like the usual Pittsburgh team, but then KC kept buckling down on defense and stopping some things. Palomelo went out with another head injury, by the way.
Did he?
I haven't heard the latest.
He
but
is hurt
that's
all
not
the
good.
time.
That's not good. But
He's
the
getting up
Chiefs
there too.
would have been a good night to be at Arrowhead last night.
Yeah, it would have been.
Fantastic football game.
Oh yeah.
But at the end with Bo, I don't know if you've all seen the replays, but end of the game, it's fourth down, it's late in the
Dolphin
fourth.
coming out of the water.
You have to make a play.
I think I
So-
should do a reenactment of that play later.
The ball goes. You should
I will.
with some vodka. The ball
Right.
goes in Bo's direction, and he's got like, 2 or 3 guys around him. It's slightly overthrown. It's fourth down, dude. He's on the line. He's a tall guy. He's a
Very
receiver.
tall. Very tall.
He starts
long
to jump
arms.
up, and once he sees that the ball is too high, kept his hands to his side and just went pogo.
Toothpicked it.
Dolphin move. What?
Yeah.
And I ain't talking mine. I'm talking flipper.
Yeah.
Does this happen?
What is that about? Where's the effort? Put your hands up. I mean, seriously, that was bad. But
That's right, party people. Put your
anyway,
hands
the
up.
Chiefs put up a fight
Terrible.
against Pittsburgh, and that's a good thing.
Yes, it
This
was.
is
But-
terrible. Crazy knucklehead terrible.
All right, well, that's pretty much wrap up the scores from Week 12 tonight. Giants and Saints. Quick thoughts on Giants and Saints.
Saints.
You know, I'm going to go with the Giants on this one.
I'm saying 27-24. Low score.
You know,
I say the Giants need to win.
Giants do need the win.
The Giants are kind of like the whole deal like we was talking about earlier with Chicago.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get, but more often than not, this year, they've been the more dangerous team than
True.
not.
Very true.
And I think that this game, that they're going to step it up. I think that, and I guess we'll just see.
They are in New Orleans, though. So
I think it. You know,
tough
a lot
place
of
to
it.
play.
That is
A lot of it
very
depends on their
tough place
receivers
to play.
because Steve Smith.
Yeah.
He really for the Giants. He really hasn't done much in the last few games.
No.
Mario Manningham, he needs to step it up because I mean he's when he's on, he is freaking awesome.
Absolutely.
So he needs to step it up. And
You got
Jacob and you got-
Cruz, Knicks.
yeah.
I mean, it's just like we talked about a while ago with the Eagles. The Giants have some great weapons.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And they, and they're not.
They're under-
they're
Winning
winning
their
more
tight
than
end was
Philadelphia,
Kevin
but-
Boss. Like that guy's good. That guy's pretty damn
Yeah.
good actually.
Yeah.
So
So you say Giants, you say Saints.
I say Saints.
I'll take the Saints, but it should be a good game. It should come down to the end of the fourth quarter
Mhm.
tonight.
Hey, a dark
On Monday Night
horse.
Football on ESPN. Right on, brothers?
Pachoo, pachoo.
Pigskin Holiday on to the second quarter.
Pew, 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 pew.